Yeah. She's not and I'm hearing myself, I never talk to the.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's like something about like
Yeah.
your hearing in your ear. Yeah.
Like,
You guys sound good.
but when I listen to myself, I'm thinking, that's weird.
No, I feel like
Really?
I think. We were just like one of the where we all like introduced ourselves and like
Yeah, some of them are professionals. And then.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. And I feel like whatever.
And then just like saying, and it's like the business.
We should do that with like or like that.
Or
Like, you know how that.
Can you see my screen? Cool. All right, so let's get this started. I don't expect this to be a long session. It's more for like give you like an overview of what you expect, and also for the most part, I think the students are going to be a great resource. They're going to be a great resource for you guys today. And then we're going to be here to answer a good number of questions from you guys, hopefully. We have about 10 people in person here and what about 13 or 14 online, Katie?
Yeah, probably 12.
Okay, so currently we have the class, the people that have confirmed they're coming, it's at 20 or 21 students who have made over 30 admission offers. So we're expecting a class in the 25 to 30 students range. Okay, so that's what we're expecting based on use. Some people may have applied to other programs, or they are out of state. It's hard for them to move in state, or expensive to move in here. So we don't expect that everybody who was offered admission will accept our admission. We have had like about like 92 applications so far. There's 2 people applying to the program, and in theory you can admit people until early May. But right now, like at this point, only like candidates that are like really outstanding would be considered for admission. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what to expect the first couple of semesters, and now transition into the MMR program. Let's start with some dates. Okay, so we will have we're gonna send you a copy of this deck. So
Those are not the right dates.
well, those are the ones
No, I resent you the PowerPoint.
all right, so we will resend the PowerPoint with the
So the orientation and welcome lunch is June 7th. And classes start June 8th.
All right, so let's not keep the dates here. Because that's only gonna confuse guys.
Right.
So we're gonna send you the updated deck with the correct dates. And in terms of housing information, okay, I know the MMR, current MMRs, our ambassadors have sent some information to everybody so far. And if you haven't received yet, just let us know when we're going to be sharing this information with you. So we have some links here for you on how to find housing. So there is resources on campus. It's usually hard for master students to get on-campus housing. It's easier if you're a PhD student because usually you're only here for a year and it's not that easy to find on-campus housing. The students, I don't think there's anybody on campus housing this year. Press, his wife is a PhD student, so
That's
probably
why.
why they are there. So we have some information about off-campus people who are, graduating from UGA. They will, have a lot of knowledge about the resources that we have available in terms of off-campus housing. But this is important, especially important that the people that are coming from out of state, that they get in contact with the program or with the current students to get like a sense of options in terms of housing. We have one student that was just here, a current student, that she's said, oh, I came from out of state and I thought everybody lived in downtown, but now I realize I could have like cheaper options if I was willing to travel a little further than from downtown. So really go ahead and try to connect with the current students. So pause here. I think I know what happened. I think the file found a different folder. Let me just do a quick search here. Let me work off the. Maybe that's what happened. This one has the correct dates. So when I copy the file, I think instead of copying to the main folder, I copy to a subfolder. So these are actually the dates that are going to be important. Orientation on the 7th, class starts on the 8th. Last day of summer instruction, August 2nd. On the 3rd and 4th of August, your finals. And August 16th, your fall semester starts. So here is still the same. So here's the faculty that teaches in the MMR program. From the top left, Paul Holmes, Christy McManus, John Worst, myself, Charlotte Mason. At the bottom left, Candice Hollenbach, Julio Cedilla, Terry Dagogo Jack, Neil Bendel, and Ginu, which is our program assistant. In terms of your coursework for the summer, you have 4 courses, and these are the faculty that are assigned to teach these courses. And here's what your semester schedule will look like, but I'm gonna, at least in theory, it will look like this. You have like long days on, in the summer, because the summer is like a compressed semester. Basically, you have a full semester in 8 weeks. So it's more time in the classroom, but summer is really nice, especially like people that are transitioning back to school or people that are who are coming from out of state, because it's the time where the town is like a slower pace. There's not a million undergrads here, so it's an opportunity for you to get to know your your classmates and get to know campus better if you are out of town. So although the schedule looks like this, for Monday and Wednesday, it does not work exactly like this. So the course is 7520 and 7400. They are actually, in the first 6 weeks, they're going to be taught by S7520 on. So we're going to have both the time slot for 7520 and 7400. The course 7400 is going to be sprinkled around this across the semester. So the advantage of doing that is that the this course 7520 is going to be completed in 6 weeks. So the last 2 weeks, you're only going to have classes on Thursdays and Tuesdays, but not Mondays and Wednesdays. You might have some sessions here for on Mondays, Wednesdays too for the 7400 course, right? But we're going to try to schedule the dates for the 7400 course that Charlotte and myself teach as soon as possible. But just be aware that the schedule is not going to look exactly like that because of 7400. But as I said, I think if the students enjoy to have like that, you know, more compressed 6 weeks first, and then like have the end of the semester for work on final projects and so on. Yes,
I didn't see it, but just for like planning purposes, I assume the 4th was off.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So the holidays, and the reason why we're actually starting earlier is because last year UJ made Juneteenth a holiday. So we used to start that Monday. We're starting on the 7th. So we would historically we would start like on the 11th and have the orientation that Friday. But because UJ added a holiday and the whole day in the summer, it's a lot of hours of instruction. So we, they changed the schedule because of that. So then in the fall, it's gonna look like we have 6 courses, but the last 2 courses are your corporate projects and the speaker series. So you don't really have a time assigned on a weekly basis. We have time blocks that are assigned for those courses, but you don't have a set time for this course. So what will happen is gonna look John Morris will teach Introduction to Econometrics, Julio teaches Consumer Behavior, Candice teaches Qualitative Research, and I teach Applications of Market Research Techniques 1. So your schedule is gonna look like that, and those time blocks here for those 2 courses, the corporate project and the speaker series, they're just blocked on the schedule. So we have access to this room here for the speakers and, and if you need to use for your corporate project. So the speaker series is going to be scheduled as based on the speaker schedule. So we don't have that set ahead of time. So for most of the time, you're going to have like a week or 2 schedule in advance for what's coming in terms of your speaker. So the speaker series also followed by a social hour where we go to a restaurant here in Athens and we get to meet with the speakers, have a social hour and talk to the speakers in a more informal setting. And there's a great opportunity for you to network. The social is optional, but attending the speaker is part of your course, right? So, but most students tend to attend both.
We use Outlook Calendar for those seminars. They start in the fall. So whenever they're booked, you'll get a calendar invite. So it'll all be on your calendar.
Yeah. Yeah, I know many of you might be fans of Google products, but once you start working in the corporate world, it's all going to be Microsoft. So you need to start getting used to it. Right? There's a reason why Google products are free is because you're the product, right? Your data is the product. That's why you get it for free because they're using your data. So companies don't want that because Google has no liability because it's free. Microsoft, if they screw up with some security something, they are liable and companies can sue them because they bought their products. So we're gonna kind of like make you start using more of some of those Microsoft products. So there's something that's new this year is our study away. So we're gonna have a specialized Terry College Master's program that includes the MMR, Master of Accountancy, Master of Science in Business Analytics, and Masters in Business Technology. So those are like our specialized master's program that are 1-year program. And we're gonna do a pilot this year with all these programs. So if we can get at least 15 students across all these different programs. So the target date would be following the finals in the fall, before Christmas and the New Year's week. So we'll spend a week and it's gonna be in Costa Rica because you don't wanna be like really long traveling. time. And then Professor Julio Sevilla has agreed to lead this study away program. It's not 100% approved yet, but I see no reason why it wouldn't be approved. I think depending on the number of students, like for if the number of students, the minimum number of students is the number that we get, like the 15 students, they're estimating a $3,000 to $4,000 cost for the program, including like your travel and lodging. But Terry has a lot of scholarship money available for that. And the MMR program will also be willing to put some money to help some students that are interested in doing this trip to go. So you don't have a corporate project or mentorship program or a speaker series in the fall semester because you're busy in the summer semester. Yeah, because you're busy in the classroom in the summer, and we start all these activities in the fall semester. So dress code, schedule for class, business schedule for speaker series and immersion days, business professionals for career fair interviews and headshots. And we have added a link here of what business casual mean, right? Jeans is not business.
This is not business casual.
This is my business casual, but not for the students. Some companies will really look into because they might be more traditional. I cannot hire a person that does not dress according to the code. So for those of you who are not familiar with the business learning community of the Terry College, so here are the 6 buildings of our college, and the classroom we are in right now. For those who are online, this is our homeroom. And is in this building here, Corel Hall. The marketing department is located in this building here. And so here's my office is right here, and Genius is right here. And also in this building here, on this side of the building, we have the MMR computer lab, which you can see here. And here is the most desirable parking lot, the whole back. So in terms of computer requirements, so if you go to the Terry College, OIT, Office of Information Technology, they're gonna say very explicitly, business run on Windows, right? Most of the applications that you're gonna be using in business will run much easier and much better if you run on a PC. We're not saying that people should not have Macs, but you should consider then partition your system to have both, to be able to run both Windows and Mac OS. So I also have a link here of so a PC is strongly recommended. If you use a MacBook, not all software will be compatible with your MacBooks, but you have access to our lab. That lab is dedicated to the MMR program. And also EJ has something called the virtual lab or VLab that you'd be able to log in and use software if you have a Mac and you're not planning to buy a new computer. So all software that you need will be available either through EJ or the MMR program will buy it for you. So in terms of communication, we suggest that you start a group me. I think probably, I don't know, have you done that yet? Asking people if they would mind sharing it. So we're gonna send out an email, say, hey, we're gonna share the information among the class. And then we say, if you do not want that to happen, if for some reason you don't want that information shared with a potential classmate, please let us know so you guys can start a group meeting. In terms of registrations, there's no need to select classes. You're in a cohort system, the schedule is set up for you. We're not gonna have others. Sometimes we allow students that are interested in the topic that we're teaching to attend our courses, but there is no need to worry. There is a spot guaranteed for you. No need, so make sure, especially if you're undergrad at UGA, you have no holds on your account. And if you're coming from out of state, you need your official
Yeah,
transcript.
especially like if you graduated like this semester, like December, like you need to submit your official transcript to get like rid of the holds on your account.
Yeah. So make sure you have your official transcript on file, so you're able to get rid of those holds. So you need your UGA ID that you can get at Tate. We're gonna give you more information about that. And then that card will give you access to the MMR lab and to the buildings on the weekends when you're gonna be working on a lot of your projects. So you have this. Also another thing, so there's the holds that Katie mentioned, but also UGA Health Center amenities that are available through university like the Ramsey, where it's like the gym. Students get free visits through University Health Center. They just charge for any tests and etc. So I know most of you here in person are UGA students, but for people that are from out of town. Ginny, you want to talk about parking?
Yes, it took me 3 years to figure out the priority ranking of parking here at UGA. So although Hull Street Deck is right across the street, for the fall and spring semester, graduate students are very low on the priority. In May, you will turn in your request for both summer parking. Well, you can get that at the parking services. It's pretty easy to get a Hull pass during the summer semester. During the fall, for the fall and the spring semester, if you put Hull Deck as your first choice, it's going to mess up any other opportunity to get anything even remotely close. So what I have up here is the recommended lot request order for fall and spring parking. First is W13, second is W01, and then W02. None of those are Hull Street Deck, but that's what I said. The parking used to work with me to get Hull Street parking for you guys, but we have so much trouble with the Hull Street Deck and they're starting to add on to it. So we're going to lose some parking, which is going to make it even harder for graduate students. So you can go on the parking map and look at where those are. The order that's up there is based on graduate students' priority for those lots. So you have a higher priority on W13 than you do on W01. W02 is even lower, but you have higher priority on those 3 lots than you do in the Hull Street Deck. Email me if none of this makes sense. You have questions, okay?
Yeah. So, and as Ginny mentioned, with the expansion of the whole deck, we're going to lose 150 parking spots on the whole deck. And faculty have the highest priority, and then like students will likely, they're lower in the priority, are likely going to lose access to the whole deck. They are expected to complete the construction in like September or October, so we will also be an issue for the fall semester. But they also said they were starting on the 15th this week, and they haven't. So most likely we'll go all the way to January.
Yeah.
All right, so I think overall that's it, and I want to open this to questions for both people who are online and in person. If you want to use the chat, if you're when I submit some questions through the chat, we can help with some answers.
And go ahead.
Logistical parking one, is the bus route generally okay during the summer? I know in the fall, it's gonna probably be on full rotation, but for students who don't get a pass in the summer, but maybe live where it would work well in the fall or spring, does it work out okay, just taking the bus?
So there is a limited bus schedule. You'll have to go on the transportation website to find out what it is. It's probably already posted. It's more active, obviously, during the the fall and the spring, but it's doable. Do you have housing yet?
No, that's just a general question.
If you're
Okay.
worried about a spot, you'll definitely get a spot in the summer. It's super relaxed everywhere. So like, basically, if you call and just ask for it, they will just give it to you.
Okay, that's really helpful.
Any other questions?
Were the schedules shown, the finalized schedules or examples?
Up there? Those are what we have right now.
Okay.
One of the unique things about the MMR program is we kind of operate in our own way. So things are flexible. If you're gonna hold a job, like you need to let them know you'll have to have some flexibility because we have the ability to be flexible. It's the best we can give you right now, but know that it is not set in stone. He talked about the one summer class and how that's gonna kind of fluctuate. Does that?
Yeah, so that's the thing that, the only thing that's not set in stone is that 7400 course. But we're gonna try to give you, Charlotte and I are gonna work on the dates the coming weeks and try to give you that ahead of time as, early as possible. We try not to use too many Fridays as well over your summer, because some people might have like weddings and planned trips and so on.
Yeah, so I'll add to that. Your class schedule is typically Monday through Thursday. But on Fridays, immersion days will be scheduled, so don't think you have a 3-day weekend every single weekend. And the Fridays during the spring semester is almost interviews every single Friday. So just be prepared. Some of the things will be scheduled, kind of on a rolling basis.
Any questions from online, people who are online?
So how about if we talk a little bit about the welcome and the orientation, about what the day.
So on that orientation day is the June 7th. We do a luncheon here on campus, followed by we're gonna talk to you about the mentor program. We're gonna have people that are gonna come, alums of the program that coordinate that, and talk about the program from like an external perspective view. And we will have like the chair of our advisory board comes here, and we do our first social, is your first free drinks and meal of the MMR tab. So we've been there, for that day. It's a way for us to get to know each other. There's people that you already know, but there is a good number of people who are also coming from out of state.
You will get MMR branded swag that day. One of the things we provide is a backpack, and I just learned today one of our current students bought a backpack before she got here, so I'm saying it now, it's on record. You will get a backpack on orientation day along with some other swag.
It's your MMR survival kit. You get like quarter zip like the one I'm wearing, t-shirt like Katie's wearing, water bottle like Kathleen's, a mug, and what the current class is now in charge of choosing the merch for the next year. So we have started that process.
Not
Yeah.
the class.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll never make a decision. If you have the whole class, and give some input. All right, so I think Katie asked if people that are online can turn on their camera so we can take a picture or a screenshot. Now is a test to see how many people are paying attention.
Right?
And then for the rest of you in person, if you guys wanna go in the front of the room and we'll take your first.
This is something that we wish we had.
Yes.
Back on this now, so. Hopefully y'all will enjoy having a memory of when y'all.
Aw.
You want me to take?
I can take it. Marcus, is it okay if I log out of the Zoom so my name's not up here?
Yes.
That's great.
Oh, now I can see that.
Yeah, you guys want to like scoot over a little bit, so I'll just get this.
You see the lighting settings.
Is that good? Cool.
You can do a funny one if you want.
Right. Great. Does anybody have experience with group me? We have a volunteer to set up the group me. All right, Will, you're it.
Well, I guess,
Set it up.
I'm officially accepting now then.
Set it up and email it to me and I'll distribute it to everybody, okay? And as they're comfortable, they can jump in.
All right, guys, thank you very much and we look forward to seeing you on campus. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Oh.
Thank you all for coming in. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, sure.